6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told. JD Live, your early morning. Get up, wake up, wake up. 1 hour of inspiration every morning, Monday through Friday. It is the 5th day of September. Football is back. Did y'all see football last night? We gonna get into the conversation. I promise you we gonna get into the conversation. Not only that, but we're gonna talk about things that are going on in the culture, news, and so much more. We are broadcasting live on the following social media platforms. We're on Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitter, X, at the JDMS, and on YouTube, it's 100 BLK Media. Man, good morning, family. How you doing? Oh my goodness. Could not have been more drama last night on TV when it came down to football. But the Eagles and the Cowboys met up. The Eagles came out victorious. I understand. I had to call some folks, page some folks, text some folks, ask some folks, are you still them boys? We're gonna get into that when Elijah get in here. Last night you heard about the shot heard around the world. What about the spit that was heard around the world? Dak, you're a better man than most. I got to give you, Dak, you gonna get the and a round of applause that you kept your composure. Because most men not gonna let another man spit on them. So I appreciate that your retaliation was you looked at the ref like, man, what you gonna do? Ref said, Jalen Carter, you got to go. Got to go. We're gonna get into that conversation and so much more. In the news that most folks aren't talking about because most folks are not paying attention to, they just had an ICE raid in Georgia at the Hyundai plant. And 450 workers were apprehended. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. They had an ICE raid in Georgia at the Hyundai plant. Now, that Hyundai plant is off of 65 on your way into Georgia, into Atlanta. And they detained 450 individuals. That part. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Willie Pickens. I see you. I see you. Instagram fam, I see you. Y'all are all coming in slowly but surely. Good morning to you. Good morning. Man, let me tell you something. Woo! Football is back. That's all I can say. Football is back. All I can really say. I can't say another thing except football is back. Folks are excited that the football season is back, collegiate and the pros. The pros were back with the season kickoff last night. Oh my God. Must see TV. Yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building. Good morning, family. How are y'all doing on this fifth day of September? Yeah. Whew. School is back in full effect. Oh my God. And a lot of people are back in the classroom at all levels, starting at pre-K all the way up to collegiate levels. Some folks are going for their bachelor's, their master's, their PhD, their associate's degree, their certificates in different areas. That's the big thing now. That's another big thing that I've been noticing. And I really like that folks can go out there and you can get what I call an acute certificate in a specialty that is pinpointed for that specialty and that specialty only. And I think times are changing. A lot of folks don't know that in these changing times, I wish Fatim would come in here, Brother Willie. He said, I know you talk. No, I haven't talked to Brother Fatim. I thought he might wake up this morning and decide to click in, but I know he's out there busily doing his thing, getting ready for Reverend Al Sharpton, getting ready for the Open Line Online. They got a big election coming up in New York City. So Fatim has been very busy, but he is an alum of this show. He is welcome. And he may pop in and he might say, bro, you wasn't texting me. You wasn't calling me. You wasn't asking me. Are they still them boys? No, I didn't, Fatim. I wanted to let you mull over the defeat last night. And most folks are not concerned about the game and the defeat as much as they are the spit that was heard around the world. A man spit on another man last night on national TV, walked dead up to him, said what he had to say, and then spit on him. That the person that got spit on did not begin to start throwing them bows concerns me somewhat, but I understand. And I applaud him for keeping his composure, because most men cannot keep their composure if you spit on. Most men cannot. That's just something that's just not going to happen. Good morning to everybody who's logged in on Instagram. I see you out there. Listen, Sean P with the Sean P Experience, he will be back next week as we get into the conversation about how reading is fundamental, especially books that are concerning to our people, that uplift us about our culture. You know, Sean P is my residential Lamar Burton. He gonna get you in a book. Don't forget to check him with the Sean P Experience and the Griot podcast. That brother be getting it in there. I'm going to, once again, I don't know if you saw when I teased about it. Ice, ICE. And I ain't talking about vanilla ice. I ain't talking about ice baby. Too cold. I'm talking about ICE, ICE. The people who are dealing with immigration, ICE. Those folks. They raided the Hyundai plant, and if anybody has ever went to Atlanta, Georgia, drove to Atlanta, Georgia, they drove by that beautiful Hyundai plant as you make your way into Atlanta. If you go that way, coming out of Montgomery, Alabama, going into Atlanta, Georgia, you drive by that beautiful Hyundai plant. They raided the plant and detained 450 folks. They said, what you doing in this plant working when you ain't supposed to be here working? Now, somewhere, they did not tell me, or did they tell you? Maybe they told you and I didn't get the memo, because many a times I don't get the memos. But they told me that the reason they were going to release and unleash ICE was because there was a lot of criminals, illegal criminals, causing all kind of chaos that they needed to get off our street. Now, I ain't saying that folk couldn't have had, because once again, it's just like when people talk to me about red light cameras. Speeding is a crime. If you don't believe me, Google it. I had the craziest person call me and say, speeding's not a crime. It's not that bad. Speeding is a crime. It's not a felony crime unless you're going a certain miles above the speed limit, or unless you do some reckless. Now, speeding and reckless operation kind of go together. Unless you're drag racing or something, but speeding is a crime. It's not a felony crime. It's a misdemeanor. The reason they set speed limits in certain areas is to protect the citizens, because you wouldn't want your grandmother, your mother, your little baby toddler to be running across the street and all of a sudden here comes speed demon and run over them. That's called vehicular homicide, in case you want to look that one up. But then, when people are trying to prove a point and they want their point to be right, all of a sudden a crime ain't a crime no more. So back to the 450 folks that got detained in Georgia. Georgia. These are people who were working in the Hyundai plant. Now, what they were doing or their occupation in the Hyundai plant, I'm still doing some research on. But these were folks that ICE deemed illegal and said, you're not supposed to be here in this country, and our job is to detain you and to get you up out of here. Now, once again, I do not know was there criminal activity involved with these 450 folks. I don't know were they connected to any criminal organization, but they were working, helping in the Hyundai plant. I would assume building Hyundais. I would assume that they were paying taxes and were tax paying illegal, which makes me laugh because there are some folks who are citizens who do not pay taxes. I'll sit right there. 16 minutes past the hour on this happy Friday. Not happy Friday, but happy Friday. We made it through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday is finally here, the beginning of the weekend, baby. I had to get that out for somebody. Welcome to everybody who's on the gram. Let me pull up my YouTube, folks. I see y'all out there. I see. I just got a whole bunch of alerts from. I see my YouTube, folks. I see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are y'all doing? It is on and popping, y'all. It is on. That's all I can say. On and popping. It is on and popping. Good morning to all of you. It is good to all of you. And we are in the building. Welcome to hashtag Truth. It's on. It's on. Last night football game, it's on. Trump said, listen, Trump's on a tirade. Trump said, I'm standing behind RFK. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Trump said that Russia and Ukraine, they better sit down and talk to each other because I need that Nobel Peace Prize. And the moment that they make peace, they're gonna give me the Nobel Peace Prize because it's great things going on everywhere. Everything is just great. Just great. When you look at everything going on, it's wonderful. It's just great. When you go to the gas pump, don't you feel better when you go to the gas pump now than you did a year ago? It's just great. Don't you feel better when you go to the grocery store? Yes, you feel better when you go to when you go and purchase your groceries now, you feel just when you wake up in the morning and you look around and you look at your light bill and your water bill and you look at your living the way you're living great right now. 'Cause I'm back and you're great. We're great again. That's what they would have you believe. I don't know how many of y'all really feel that way. Y'all need to tell me, do y'all feel like y'all better off now than you were a year or 2 years ago? That may be the question I need to start asking. Family, how do you feel right now? Do you feel that life is better for you, your family, than it was a year, 2 years ago? Do you feel now that things are the way they need to? Maybe I've been asking the wrong question. And maybe that's why I'm not getting the right answer. Because I've been asking the wrong questions. How do you feel, family? 19 minutes past the hour. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live, your early morning inspiration, information, motivation with conversation for elevation. Let's get a little bit higher here. Oh my Lord, everybody's talking about the fit that was heard around the world. And we'll get into that when we get into sports. Hopefully, Elijah will be here. Chargers and the Chiefs tonight. Yes. This thing called American football is going international, just like soccer, as we would call it. They call it foosball. Is international. I mean, sports is basketball, everything is just so international. But football is going down. It's going to be the Chargers and the Chiefs, and that's going to be a big game. Big game. Be exact, a lot of big games in week 1 of the NFL kickoff. You know, the Chargers and the Chiefs, if you've got YouTube, it will be seen free on YouTube. They're now showing you how these streaming platforms are getting highly involved in sports and in sports entertainment, where you can get stuff from different aspects, different perspectives, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing. To be exact, that's all I do. I don't look at regular terrestrial TV, though I look at it through a means of streaming. I don't have Yeah, sure. I don't have direct TV. I have a streaming service where I watch all of my shows, local, uh, premium channels, sports channels, all that. Just don't I just don't deal with the satellite or the antenna no more. I deal straight with a streaming service. And like I said, and back to that. Let me not get off track. Are you family feeling that you're better off now than you were a year or 2 years ago? Do you feel like you're getting more relief at the gas pump now than you were a year or 2 years ago? Do you feel like when you go to the grocery store that the prices at the grocery store are better today than they were a year or 2 years ago? When you look at your bills that you are paying, your necessities of life, the mortgage you pay, the lights you pay, the utilities you pay, do you feel that you're better off now than you were a year or 2 years ago? Let me ask another question. Since this seems to be what everybody is trying to hit home in, do you feel safer today than you did a year or 2 years ago? Do you feel like when you go out that the environment is safer today than it was a year, 2 years ago? Maybe I've been asking all the wrong questions. So now I'm going to begin to ask the question, and big ups to my man Bridget Cawthon, a good friend of mine. He's on Instagram, and I know there is a big festivity going back home. I come from a place called Simple City, Henderson, Tennessee, and they're going to be having a big first Saturday event back home this coming up Saturday and tomorrow. And I want everybody to enjoy themselves, man. When I was a young boy, child, that used to be the place to be. And let me say this also to some folk out there: there's no place like home. I click my heels when I said that 3 times. There is really no place like home. And you know, me, I've never quote unquote because I am a child of the system. And some folks may ask, why do I go so hard for the less than? And why do I do certain things that I do when it seems like it's me against the world? It's because it's always been me against the world from moment one. Most children, most babies, when they're born in a comfortable hospital, surrounded by a doctor, a nurse, and a loving family, waiting for that baby to come out where they can all run to that little clear glass area and say, that was mine. I didn't go through that process, unfortunately, but fortunately, unfortunately, but fortunately, because at the end of the day, sometimes you got to say, I survived that thing. I made it through that. And that is your benchmark that if you made it through that, everything else you can make it through. But I was unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, birthed in a kitchen, uh, for reasons unbeknownst to me. Only my mother could answer that, or my grandmother. Uh, uh, my umbilical cord was severed with an old rusty knife. I was wrapped in a newspaper in an old coat, and I was discarded underneath a dilapidated house where I rested 14 hours until I was found. But I made it through that. How I made it through that, I can tell you how. God. God had a plan and a purpose, and it was far beyond anything I could see or anything that I knew. And still to this day, I'm still peeling back the onion of God's purpose in my life. But like I said, most children didn't go through what I went through. Most children didn't start off the first 5 years of their life a part of the system, a ward or a subject or ownership of me by the American system, by the welfare system, by the social services system. You know, my first happy days as a child wasn't a father and a mother trying to brag and show me off. I was in an orphanage with other orphans, other abandoned, neglected, abused, and let go children. So my home for the first 5 years, though I have very little recollection of the first 5 years, uh, was not the typical happy childhood home. However, through tragedy, through sorrow, pain, I made it. I made it. I was very fortunate to be adopted. Bridget's dad and my father were very good friends by Mr. and Mrs. Lois Anderson. Mr. Lois Anderson was a sharecropper. Uh, Google that if you want to know what a sharecropper was. He was a sharecropper born in 1910. Wife was what they called a house helper maid, born in 1923. Barely could read or write. Be exact, many years of my life, I lived in a house on the prairie that had no running water, no, 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 no bathroom as you would know it. We had what they call an outhouse. I lived in the country, the real country, little house on the hill, away from everybody. We had a storm cellar approximately maybe 150 yards from my house where we would go into when the storms would get very terrible or a tornado or something would come through. We we had um we had lanterns that had castor oil in them. Yep, castor oil lanterns. There's things we did. We went hunting. We lived off the land. My dad farmed many acres of land, planted soybeans. We did cotton and watermelons, and we had a garden. We grew all of our fruits and vegetables. Mr. Lewis Anderson was a man who had very little formal education, but was never broke a day of his life and could farm the land better than most. He was a black farmer who was highly educated from knowing how to farm and do agriculture in the land. I remember when the University of Tennessee came and watched my father plant crops and ask him with what little education he had, how was he so successful with the yielding of his crops? And my dad would tell them about the almanac and how he would watch the moon and how certain creatures that certain birds, once they flew through in certain seasons, that let him knew certain things when it came down to agriculture. My father had a lot of wisdom, though he had no degrees. My mother was a great homemaker, probably one of the best cooks in the town. She cleaned everybody's house who was of importance, from the mayor to the lawyers to the doctors, and many of them became to get very fond of me. To be exact, it was because of her cleaning the house of a lawyer that she was very a faithful servant to, is how I came about to be their son and adopted by them. Because at that time, and you can Google this too, Louisiana law said if you don't have a high school diploma, you can't adopt a child. Well, guess what? Mr. Lewis and Miss Erlene never had a high school diploma. Sometimes you just got to look at the goodness of God. And maybe that's why I need to talk the way I'm talking today on this Friday, on this fifth day, September, at the bottom of the hour. And maybe that's why God constructed it today that ain't nobody else showing up but me today. Maybe y'all need to hear from me on this Friday. And for me to tell y'all that guess what? There will be folks that will spit in your face, stand your ground. There will be folk who will talk bad about you. There will be folks who will misunderstand you. There will be folks who will plot and plan against you because they can't use what you bring to the table for their benefit or to enrich their comfort. Continue to do what you do and to continue to be you. There are folks out there who will misabuse and use you. There were other folks who will try to quote unquote expose and tell the world who you really are. And guess what? The last time I checked, ain't none of us standing up perfect. I promise you, if I air everybody I know dirty laundry in some shape, form, or fashion, there are some things that you will find out that you will be like, oh, didn't know they were like that. If you'll be very honest about yourself, there's things that you got going on that you don't want folks to know about. Things that by societal norms or what folks in society say, this is how the person is supposed to line up and be and how things are supposed to flow and go. If people really knew some things that you really like, or some things you really did when the doors are closed and can't nobody see but you and God, they would be like, oh my God, I did not know you were like that. Be you. Be you. Be you. If being you says that, nah, I don't feel like going to this commercialized church no more. Be you. Be you if who you love or who you're connected to don't look like what everybody wants them to look like. Be you. Because at the end of the day, stop taking your life and trying to put your life in a position that you make everybody around you happy while you stay miserable on the inside. Many a time, some of y'all are so fake in the way in your levels of happy. Didn't you ask yourself, why am I going through hell and high water? Because you didn't make yourself happy. You made everybody else around you happy. Oh, I'm about to go in, family. About to go in. I heard it. Go in, go in. Glad I'm on here solo bolo today. I don't need the rest of my panel to get caught up in what I'm about to say or have to they can give their point of view. That's why I've always had this platform. This platform is a place where I invite people who I respect, even though I sometimes don't agree with the people I respect. I can respect you and not agree with you. I can be your friend and not see it the way you see it. We can have healthy debates, and in those healthy debates, after more information is gathered, I have and can change my mind. I can say, you know what, I was maybe looking at this the wrong way. Just like today, I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself as I'm looking at my news feed and my news line, I'm like 450 people at the Hyundai plant. I just passed by the Hyundai plant maybe 2 weeks ago. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. Southern was playing North Carolina Central. We passed by that Hyundai plant. They got raided. Now, 450 individuals, and I can assume that these 450 individuals are a part of 450 families. And even though it was said to us that ICE and these elements of deportation and these elements of immigration was going to get the criminal element outside. Now, last time I checked, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Good. Somebody Google and check for me. There's the Italian mafia, there's the Russian mafia. Hold on. Uh, Now, that's immigrants. Italians are immigrants. Russians are immigrants. There's the Jewish mafia. Jews are immigrants. But right now, there seems to be an onslaught on black and brown immigrants that happen to be Hispanic. And let me say this when it comes down to Hispanics. I have never in my life sometimes seen the people who are the level of prejudice amongst black and brown folks who are Hispanic against black and brown folks who are from the Africans. But okay. Signs that the job market is slumping. I'm asking, do y'all feel like y'all better off? Private sector is hiring slowly, sharply. There's been a lot of layoffs in a lot of places. Job openings are dropping to a 10-month low. Y'all might need to start paying attention. Here's the crazy thing, and understand this. This is something else I'm starting to see and starting to realize. Some people that you deal with you on a seasonal basis. They only deal with you when they need you and when you are important to them for them to accomplish something that they need to accomplish, be it beknownst to you or be it unbeknownst to you. Because sometimes people will connect themselves to you just because they need you to help them get somewhere or to get to something. And they know the only way to get to that place or get to that person, you are the conduit. And they not letting you know that the only reason all of a sudden they're very friendly and very, hey, how you doing? Is because now they need you for something. I need to pay attention to folks like that. And you yourself need to ask yourself, are you that type person? Some of y'all seasonal people. Y'all ain't uptown soldiers. See, an uptown soldier, he a soldier 24/7, 365. To be exact, he a soldier 25/8. 25 hours, 8 days straight. You give him an extra hour and an extra day, he always on post and he always doing his job. And he's always prepared to go to war. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Unity is the key, Gervis Williams said. You know, Brother Gervis, unfortunately, the unity you speak about is a unity of old. And I had to say that. You know, I realized in a conversation with one of my children, too many times we are trying to fight modern day issues with archaic tactics and archaic methods. Now, don't get me wrong. We need to pay attention to the ancestors. We need to pay attention to our elders. We need to listen, but sometimes we have to understand the tools we have at our disposal today ain't the tools they had back then. I brought up to you about my humble beginnings, and I always say that my humble beginnings. How most of you, probably everybody on my timeline, no matter if you're on Facebook, Instagram, you're on Twitter, X, or you on YouTube. Most of you, if you look at your mom or your dad, and most of us, a lot of us don't have fathers in our lives. That is the unadulterated truth about most black and brown folks. But let's say you go to your mother, you say, Mama, how was I born? She'll tell you, oh, you were born at this hospital on this day. I don't have that privilege, or do I have that story? However, I'm still here, and it's only by the grace of God. Mind you, 14 hours discarded, wrapped in a newspaper in an old coat as a newborn baby, no prenatal care. I'm supposed to be dead, but I'm not. And mind you, there are folks who know me throughout my 58 years of living, about to be 59. If the Lord allows me to see next year in June, I'll be 59 years old, headed toward the mile marker of 60. And there are folks that tell you, man, you know, I ain't really fond of that dude. That dude ain't my dude. And guess what? I'll be the first one to tell you, I probably did something to that person, said something to that person, stood on an issue against that person that person has every right to feel the way they feel. I normally don't feel that way about people now, because now I realize that there are folks out there that I do not agree with. I do not see their lifestyle as a lifestyle I want to partake in, but that does not make them mortal enemies of mine. That just means they are in a place and a space that is not a place or a space that I want to be in. I let them do them. I'm going to do me. And I can speak, hey, how you doing? If they told me they needed to collaborate on something and we could, and it could benefit both of us, I'll sit down and listen. And if we can work it out, we work it out. But I ain't the type person all of a sudden, I hate you. You should hate me because we see things differently. Some of you are too busy trying to be social media sensationalists. So y'all create problems. Y'all create problems. I'm not a problem creator. I'm a problem solver. I'm not a disruptor. I'm a connector. You and I are not the same. And you can plot and plan all you want to, but guess what? Baby, let me tell you this. You might not see me at church every Sunday, but he with me. He been with me since day one. I got more proof than most of you. I survived 14 hours. How many of you would survive 14 hours? Newborn baby, no prenatal care, wrapped in a newspaper in an old coat in the heat of the summer, discarded underneath a house. I know God is with me. He been with me since day one. So I don't need at this point in my life other folks verification. I don't need their applause. I don't need your awards. I say it many a times when I used to have my own radio show and I was being broadcast. And let me say this: when you realize that certain spotlights get put on you, with those spotlight comes a lot of hateration. And sometimes because you're so caught up in the spotlight, you don't see the enemies around you plotting and planning against you. Be careful, my family. Be careful. Today is a day that I'm trying to give you some real conversation, to give you some elevation from the potholes that I ran over that nobody told me was in the road that I was driving down. And it literally wrecked my vehicle. Thank God it didn't kill me. So understand, there are situations that you can wind up going off the road. Just got to survive. Just got to survive. Good morning to everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube. My God, we got a lot of folks up in here. Yours truly. Look, it's normally hashtag truth be told, and I'm normally in here with the posse. But it was the first day of football, so I know Elijah getting ready because Elijah is in Knoxville, Tennessee. Not only does he cover the Tennessee Vols, he covers everything sports. So I know football is back. He's getting ready for his broadcast. Sean P had already let me know he's got a lot of things going on, getting ready for the Griot podcast and the Sean P experience. Brother Bowtie has probably got a large order of bow ties because it is every day is bow tie season. And Brother Bowtie is an entrepreneur, much like myself, that doesn't have a normal, regular 9 to 5. So he got to get it. And when he got to get it, he got to get it. Sister Alethea is a school teacher. And it's her early morning to get those kids, together. School has started back. Sister Jax is an entrepreneur herself and is always working to help the greater good of the community. Brother in Berlin, who is broke in Berlin, as he would want me to tell you, he's always as a bartender and an entrepreneur in a foreign country. So we're international. We got a lot of great people who come on the show. And then we have the esteemed alumnus that pops in every once in a while, which I know a lot of you were thinking maybe today Fatim would come on with them Cowboys. Well, he wasn't one on my list, but there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there that know I've been paging you, texting you, calling you, asking you, are you still on board? Are you still on board? Because I want to be very honest with you. The spit that was heard around the world last night, and you never, listen, I do not condone this. Mr. Carter, you were dead wrong, absolutely wrong. I'm surprised Dak Prescott did not at least attempt to whoop your ass. Because you couldn't spit on me and me not at least throw at least one blow. I'm coming. Spit on me, I'm throwing a blow at you. It's my natural reaction. Bam! Oh, I'm sorry. You spit on me. I'm sorry. That was just my natural reaction. But he didn't. Stood his ground, let the ref throw the flag, threw you out the game. Brother, I hope the NFL does more than just that. I hope they levy a fine on you and make you understand. You don't spit in a grown man's face. Dak, I don't condone violence, but if you had tried to beat that brother's ass, I would have understood. Now, because, you just don't spit on people. Just don't spit, period. All right, so football is back. Cowboys lost, and I think the Cowboys are in serious trouble because now the number one defensive disruptor from Philly got taken out the game. You done got rid of your number one defensive disruptor. You needed Michael Parsons last night like a baby needed a bottle of milk. Because Jalen Hurts literally said, I ain't got to throw the ball. Jalen Hurts did whatever he wanted to y'all. And y'all come to find out last night, just like I tell folk, when you don't have a defense and you got a halfway decent offense, you got to score more than the offense you playing with because your defense can't stop nothing. Nothing. And it came to pass last night that the Cowboys lost. Cowboys, y'all in trouble. I'm going to be calling folks, texting folks, paging folks, asking folks, are y'all still them boys? Now, one thing I will say, it appears with this coach that you got, they are really playing some decent ball. Y'all only lost by 4 points, but a loss is a loss. A L in the NFL, a L is a L. So we'll see as the season moves on, because if the team was here, he'd say, oh, it's just the beginning of the season. See, if they had won the game, once again, it would have been their year again. Watch out, here they come. But when they lose the game, all of a sudden, it's just the beginning of the season. See, I'm going to be very honest. I have high expectations for these Pittsburgh Steelers. And I ain't going to be making no excuses. When we lose a game, I'm going to critique why we lost that game. And when we win a game, I'm going to celebrate that win. But at the end of the day, I got my mind on two things. Playoffs, Super Bowl this year. Nothing else. No less. I got my mind on a Lombardi. I got my mind on playoffs. Them two things don't happen, it's going to be a losing season for my team. To me. I ain't got no problem saying that. Let me tell you, Warlon, good morning. Good morning, my sister. Good morning. Good morning, Sister Kizzy. How you doing? Family, listen, it is 12 minutes to the top of the hour. Hashtag Truth Be Told turned into JD Live today. And on this Friday, 5th day of September, I'm going to end this back to the question I asked earlier, because I need, as folks come in here or as folks review this, please inbox me. I need you to text me, page me, call me, and let me know, do you feel that you're doing better today than you were a year or 2 years? I mean, health-wise, do you feel, wait a minute, hold up, family, hold on. Look like somebody calling me, paging me, texting me, asking me, is Elijah going to do sports? Elijah.
Good morning.
Are they still them boys?
Man, no, but they left some food on the table yesterday. CeeDee Lamb
They
dropped a
did.
couple of
They
passes.
did.
He dropped a couple of passes out there.
Mhm.
But that doesn't take away from the Eagles winning that football game. The Eagles played
Come on.
really well. Jalen Hurts ran for 2 touchdowns. I think Saquon had 1. It was a lot of touchdowns in the first half, and then it turned into a 3-point ball game in the second. But I just tip my hat off to the Eagles for finding a way to win, and I think that they did good. They did a good job capitalizing off of Dallas mistakes, off of CeeDee Lamb's drops, and what went right for them. But I want to say this as well. Jalen Hurts can make a play whenever.
Ooh. Hey, man, listen. They needed Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
They needed Michael Parsons like an astronaut needed a pressurized suit walking on the moon.
And my favorite part
without it, you ain't gonna make it.
My favorite part is Jerry Jones talking about. He's talking about his rush defense will look better without Michael Parsons. You gave up all your touchdowns was rushing. It was 2 rushing with Jalen. It was Saquon getting in the end zone. Like all your touchdowns came off of rushing. And I'm not. And then on top of that, the big to keep the drive alive came off of running as well. The last play of the game was to me was a design quarterback draw to get them
Mhm.
the first down. That wasn't nothing throwing to get over first down. He didn't find AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. He didn't find Dallas Goedert. He found his legs and pushed it forward and got the first down. So, Jerry Jones. I mean, I think he's gonna eat his words all year. I'm not saying that the defense they didn't look horrible, but when you talk about you're pointing out the specific of saying that we're going to stop the run, and it doesn't happen, that's what I think is going to happen all year. I think the Cowboys shot themselves in the foot by not paying Micah, and it showed last night. And I think the Eagles look pretty decent. And they didn't have their two starting offensive linemen last night. So, and then on
Mm.
defense, and they didn't have their starting defensive lineman either with Jalen Carter because of that
Right.
incident. Dak Prescott lying.
Okay. So let's get into that right quick. No offense, Elijah. I don't know. I have a level of respect for Dak. I do not promote violence, but if Dak had started throwing them bows, I would have definitely understood. Because guess what? You don't spit on me. You don't. I don't care how big you are. I don't care if I lose the fight. The moment you spit on me, my first reaction, if I'm Dak, I'm throwing them hands. I don't care if the whole bench clear. You're not gonna spit on me, and I turn around and look at the referee like, "What you gonna do?" No, I ref, you ain't got what. I don't care if you throw a flag and we both get ejected. You spit on me, I'm throwing them hands.
Here's the thing, though, Joe. Dak did it first.
What?
Yeah. So what? This is what happened. He explained in the presser, and they showed footage.
Somebody done went back and reviewed the tape. Wait a
So
minute. So in other words, as the old NFL saying go, you caught the one who retaliated, not the one that committed the man. Okay, now that the truth. Hold up, let me change my whole story. See there, this is what happened when you get more information after further review. Now that we got the rest of the story, you're lucky that you got spit back on. And Mr. Carter, as crazy as that brother is, and as much as he known to be a troublemaker, didn't commence to right there on national TV whooping your ass.
Yep. Because what happened was he was talking junk. Jalen Carter was talking mess to a rookie guard, Tyler Booker. Him and Tyler Booker were going at it. Dak stepped in and was said, this is what he said in the presser. I needed somewhere to release my saliva. I needed somewhere to spit. He spit on the floor on the ground where Jalen Carter was standing, spit right by his cleat. And Jalen Carter said, "Oh, so that's directed at me," and came back, boom.
Oh, wait a minute. Now that we got, see, once again, when you have limited information and you don't have the whole story, all of a sudden the person who you thought was the villain is now the victim. Oh, wait a minute. Not only am I happy now that Philadelphia whooped them Cowboys' ass, Dak, you should have got your ass whooped.
What's your favorite saying? They put the house on fire. What they do?
Oh, they set the house on fire and run out and swear to God they the burn victim.
Yep, that's what Dak did.
Dak over there motivating everybody. Look, he spit on me, and you spit on the man. Okay. Dak. Now Dak. That was the caucasity, and you ain't even a Caucasian. That's an old caucasity move right there.
I agree, and I agree with you 120%. I think that those guys,
man. Now listen, did you know I did not know? I woke up this morning, did not look at anything about sports. I've been too busy looking at really world news, understanding that, hey, 450 people got apprehended by ICE in Georgia. Dak spit, man, listen. But once again, you didn't see that last night when they were showing the replay. They were just talking about, and then Keyshawn, I'm on Twitter X, Keyshawn jump on there talking about, Keyshawn, now that we know the whole story, Keyshawn, you need to come back and apologize to Jalen Carter and say, Jalen, I'm glad you didn't whoop that man's tail instead of just giving him back in kind what he gave to you.
Right. That's all it was. He did it first, and Jalen Carter did it right back. So it wasn't
Carter in his, and then people see once again when people that's a prime example God knew you had to come on here and enlighten me, because before you came on, Elijah, I was talking about how folk will always try to paint a picture that benefits their situation instead of telling the whole truth. See, the picture that was painted last night was horrible individual. NFL needs to take more action. I came on this morning saying, since the man spit on Dak and Dak didn't do nothing, you know, Dak out tanned and sit. Dak didn't do nothing because Dak set the house on fire. Then he wonder, did he over there talking about, look at me, I'm all burnt up. Oh, they burnt me, they burnt me. You set the house on fire. You're lucky Mr. Carter didn't whoop that ass.
Exactly. That's how I feel too. And I like Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is one of those rough guys around the edges, and I think that he is somebody that I think that how could I say it? He is somebody that's going to compete to the end. I think he's going to start trouble in the beginning of the game. He usually do, and that's how people somehow. Not all football players are all happy. They talk at junk. Some people are going to say it, other people are not. He puts it out there that he's going to talk. He did that to a couple of guys last year. I know against the Rams. He did it against the Chiefs when they was walking out. He did it against, as you can see, the Cowboys last night. That's some people. That's how they motivate themselves. I'm going to get by you. I'm going to beat you down.
Right.
Dak was trying to stand up for his man because Tyler Booker's a rookie, and lo and behold, Tyler Booker is related to my mom's side of the family, so we're cousins in a way. But he was sticking up for that guy. That's all Dak was doing, sticking up for that guy. But the way you stuck up for him, don't make it seem like when he did it, it was bad. But when you do it, I was just trying to.
Right. Hey. It's cool when I do it. It's a problem when you do it. F him, man. Dak, do you understand? I'm sitting here the whole night talking about, okay, if the Cowboys win this game, Dak, you got spit on. That's I ain't a Cowboy fan, but if they win the game, no karma. But then come out the truth. See, many a times y'all got to see the whole picture, the whole story, and see, we run on social media like Keyshawn did last night. Everybody seen the whole picture, the whole story. Somebody came back, and probably it was Carter, said, rewind the whole tape and show the whole story. I didn't spit on that man, but just to spit on that man spit on me first. And Dak gonna look up there, and Dak, really? Now, Dak, that was real Steven-ish, what you did right there. You spit toward that man. Then when the man spit on you, instead of you saying, all right, we're gonna settle this on the field, you look at the referee like, help me out, ref. Help me out, ref. Come on, man. Cowboys, y'all are trash. Now call me different. Come on, Cowboy fans, where you at? Where you at? I don't care. That man spit first, then tried to make it seem like Jalen Carter some type. Y'all all Cowboy fans, I saw you on social media. That's that. Look at that 9 class. Now call your boy out. Since all of a sudden Jalen Carter ain't got no class. He a dog. He ain't worth nothing. He need all these fines and levies, and he needs to be suspended for X amount of days. So now that the truth didn't come out, let Dak sit his ass on the bench for about 5 or 6 games.
And you know what? And if the NFL want to do something right, they should let Jalen Carter. They shouldn't suspend Jalen Carter. I think they should let him play, and they should sit Dak out.
I mean, one game. For one game, right? You sit Carter out for one game. Sit Dak's ass down for one game, and bring in what they backup quarterback name again?
Joe Milton.
Yeah, bring him in.
From
Tennessee. Bring him in. Yeah, bring him in. Since y'all steal them boys, y'all ain't Jack, man. Y'all ain't Jack. Y'all ain't. Now that man, I'm. Hold it. It's top of the hour. I need to get out of here, but I got to stay here for a few minutes and digest it, because once again, family, this is a prime example of how we allow the propaganda machine to feed us what they want us to hear, what they want us to see. The whole time I woke up this morning, set on talking about the spit that was heard around the world, not knowing that the spit that was heard around the world was actually the second shot fired, not the first.
Yes. I'm gonna try to find a video. So viewer discretion advised, please. But look, I'm trying to see if I can find this video. Cause I want y'all to see it. You be like,
this is crazy. This is crazy. Listen, I'm gonna get that and I'm gonna post it. Well, it's probably already all the way out there, Elijah. I ain't worried about that because I know you. You're a credible sports journalist.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, hold up. Okay.
Nod at him right back. That's what Dak did before the game.
Okay. Come
I'm
on
gonna
now.
go back to it one more time.
Nah. Okay, so once again, you set the house on fire, but you the first person running out saying you the burn victim. That's why you looked at the referee, because you knew he was about to get into that ice. He was about to get into that ice. And you're lucky he got thrown out, because if he didn't get thrown out, he was coming for your head. He was head hunting you, brother. You were going to get hit like you had never got hit before. Don't worry. Week 4 coming. Michael Parson got something for you, Dak. I tell you. Dak, Michael Parson got something for you. He going to knock the stuffing out your turkey. I promise you. He going to knock the stuffing out your turkey. I'm just saying. Come here. You're probably going to look up at Jerry Jones when he do it. Last night, that pissed me off, too, when they called the taunting. I'm like, wait a minute, you can't celebrate a hit no more?
Yeah.
Come on, man. What are y'all doing? Y'all trying to play flag football in the NFL? What y'all doing? The man hit the man. Hold it. If he can't celebrate a hit, y'all shouldn't be able to celebrate when y'all get a big running play. Y'all shouldn't be able to do this number first down and all. No, they should come and say, hey, taunting the defense. Hell, y'all saying that y'all can run over them? Man, no. You come through there talking about first down and I got you and all. Yeah, I'm gonna knock the stuffing out
you.
Yeah. Now come through here again.
I'm here. Do it again, right?
Saying, bro. I'm just saying, I got to calm down, man. It is 2 minutes past the top of the hour. So glad to have my brother Elijah. Elijah, man, hey. So this weekend is what I call this weekend and next weekend in collegiate football. Y'all enjoy yourselves, because these are the pay me games. The pay me games are coming up to my Grambling State Tigers, to my GSU Tigers. GSU. I want y'all to at least score 10 points on Ohio State. That's all. They go score probably about 120 on y'all, but just score 10 on them.
Who's Southern play?
Southern Alabama State in SWAC play, and it's going to be very important. It's the Pete Richardson Classic on the Bluff. Now, next week, we go and play Fresno State at Fresno State. I'm predicting right now, Southern's going to shock the world.
All right, so if you win the next 2 games, you're 2-1 and competing in the SWAC, yeah?
Hold it. If we win, we undefeated in the SWAC if we win the game Saturday. And that's all I'm concerned about. If we stay undefeated in the SWAC, we will go to the SWAC championship. We will host the SWAC championship, and we will probably go back and play them same Eagles we played for the SWAC MEAC Challenge. We may play them or Howard for the National Black Championship.
I don't know, man. I think South Carolina State could make that.
You think State gonna be in there? All right, we're gonna see. Howard did not look bad against FAMU. I
gotta go back and watch it. I know South Carolina State they're about to get wiped by South Carolina this weekend, so I'm not gonna go that.
Okay. So these next 2 weeks, love your team, enjoy your team, wear your team colors. After these next 2 weekends are over, it's real in the battlefield. You're going to have some real matchups. It's going to be some real games being played that really matter. To my Alabama fans who don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Boy, that Tide better roll in right, because y'all had already lost one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of games over by halftime. I know Tennessee play ETSU.
Yeah, that's gonna be over.
I think the Cajuns, they play McNeese. That's gonna be a very interesting game.
That game gonna be over. McNeese ain't who they.
They're not.
Oh, no, okay. Nope. So we should have beat McNeese the last time we played McNeese. So, no.
All right.
I'm just saying, football is back. Get your team colors. Go out there and support your team. Tailgating is back. Be exact. Hey, let's next week start doing that. Every show, I'm going to ask somebody to I need to have I'm gonna see, can I get a prize? And I probably can. And we're gonna have a competition where all these great cooks around us. I'll need some tailgate recipes, and we're gonna put them out there. We're gonna let the people vote on it, and whoever gets to be the top person with the top recipe or the top dish, we're gonna give y'all a prize. We're gonna give y'all. I got to figure out what that prize is gonna be. Might be, might be. I might get lucky, and somebody might go ahead and throw me like 20 pounds of barbecue charcoal. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna give you all this charcoal because I don't need it. I ain't saying I can't barbecue, but I don't need it because I got plenty. I know how to cue them things. But yeah, so listen, it's going to be a season. And listen, for those of you who were thinking that the Eagles ain't gonna be the Eagles because they lost a lot of people on defense, and let me say this, Eagles, y'all need to tighten up on y'all defense because y'all let them cowgirls kind of move the ball. Y'all did what y'all needed to do. We expected the cowgirls to do what the cowgirls do. I mean, the Cowboys. Like I said, I'm still calling folks, paging folks, texting folks, asking folks after last night. Minus when Jalen Carter. Y'all still them boys? Okay. All right. Now look, they waiting to come at me. They waiting.
You got a big one Sunday. You go against the Jets. You got a big one on Sunday.
Hey, and I done made it clear. Unlike them delusional Cowboy fans, you let us lose. I'm on my Steelers' ass. I'm gonna talk about them like they dogs. I'm gonna be like, what kind of play? What strategy was this? I ain't gonna be like them Cowboys. Cowboys right now, first thing they started saying last night. I was watching them on social media. Look how they cheating us. Did you see that hold? Man, you can call a hold in the NFL and in college football every play. You can literally throw that holding flag every play, offensively and defensively. Come on, y'all. They cheated them boys. That's what them Cowboy fans say. First, it was a spit that heard around the world. Now that the truth done came out, that y'all, all you Cowboy fans that talked about Jalen Carter should be suspended for 5 games, since now we know that Dak is the arsonist that set the house on fire, let's suspend him for 5 days. Come here. I need that same energy towards your quarterback who started this mess that y'all were giving Jalen Carter. Now that the truth done came out, come here. I want him to get the same. I want y'all to say the same thing. Give Dak 5 games because y'all were out there boldly. Cowboy fans out there boldly. This type of disrespect will not be tolerated. The NFL commissioner needs to give that man 5. If not, honestly, he should be suspended for the season. I saw them type posts. So now that we know that the first person that spit was Dak Prescott, I need that same energy for Dak. Come here. Give him 5 games in the rest of the season. He damn sure need to sit out 1 game. Those are facts. All right, family. I done did all I can do. All right, it is 10 minutes after. Come on, Elijah. Fitz take. I know you and your boy Jamal doing y'all thing. So talk to me. Let's get up out of here. What game are you covering, the Tennessee game?
I'll be in studio. So no, I got them next week when they play Georgia. So I'll be in studio.
We're gonna talk about that. Boy. Tennessee and Georgia. That's gonna be a big game.
So, but the Fitz take is doing well. We just got off we just did one interview last week. It's going to air this week. It's from the TCU lineman. They just beat the mess out of North Carolina on Monday. He was great. Can't wait for that episode to drop. And we have a special episode next Wednesday. We were supposed to shoot it today, but I got high school football at 4:00. Let me tell y'all something. This guy is a UL player. He's an all-pro lineman, and that's all I'm gonna give you right there. I'm not gonna go too much into it. But look out for that episode next week. But other than that, keep sharing, and commenting and subscribing. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate this platform that Joe give us right here. And if you're going out to any games or you're celebrating your team opening week in the NFL, be safe out there and enjoy the season. The season goes by so fast. And love it. Enjoy it. Don't let it stress you out too much because life goes on that next Monday or Tuesday. So I want to say thank y'all again for everything.
That part, that part. All right, family. Listen, it's been real. It's been fun. It's a happy Friday. Yay. The weekend has finally got here. Thank you for everybody who logged in on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, on YouTube. We will be back next week. This weekend, the Southern University Jaguars take on the Alabama State Hornets at A.W. Mumford. It is the first home game of the season for Southern. Come on out. Come on out, Jags. Come on out. We need to show up and show out at the Bluff. It's the Pete Richardson Classic as we celebrate the dean of the SWAC, Pete Richardson, who is still alive, who is still living, who does the broadcast on the Southern University Radio Network. Great man, great man, great coach. Like I said, when it comes down to being known, there's only one other coach in the SWAC who I feel has more popularity, and that is Coach Eddie Robinson. And of course, a lot of folks talk about Dion and his 2 seasons in the SWAC, which Dion did, is reminiscence of that. That is the SWAC tradition of great coaches, great football. And just come on out. If you're in Baton Rouge or in the Baton Rouge area tomorrow, A.W. Mumford, it is the Pete Richardson Classic as Alabama State comes into town to take on the Southern University Jaguars. Big ups to Grambling State University as they make their way, another HBCU in the state of Louisiana in which I live. They're making their way to the Horseshoe to play Ohio State, the Ohio State. Guess what, Ohio State? Y'all gonna get some Tigers, and y'all gonna have the world fame in the building, and they gonna show y'all how it's done. So big ups to all the HBCUs who are out there getting it in and putting in that work, to all the student athletes out there, to all the people out there worldwide, everybody, all folks everywhere. I got love for y'all. It's time for me to get up out of here. So be better today. Be better today than you were yesterday, and do something today to bless somebody somewhere, somehow, that no matter what you do, and when you give it to them, you release it freely, that there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do, what he has done for others. He will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, I promise you, nobody, no one. And I'm up out of here. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. Lord say the same. We'll catch you Monday. We out. Peace.